Every year, brilliant minds come together for 1 week in the Sonoran Desert to showcase and celebrate the growing innovation, creative, and entrepreneurial ecosystems of the Southwest. Led by Startup Tucson and Ranch House Media, TENWEST Impact Festival unites our audiences to gain the knowledge and inspiration they need to make a difference within their own careers and communities. Welcome to TENWEST Talks, our podcast where we broadcast the TENWEST mission and vision to the world.
All right. Well, my name is Carrillo. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships with the University of Arizona Center for Innovation. And today we're here to talk with our IdeaFunding contestants. So we've been able to work with all of our amazing companies. We had over 120 applications this year. Now we're down to the final 20 that have been pitching in industry vertical rooms. And then we have 5 pitching tonight on main stage. So we're going to go ahead and introduce our guests. So Araceli, if you want to go first.
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Araceli Hernandez, and I represent TE Recycling. I work as a senior engineer, so what we do is solar panel recycling. Thank you for having me.
Hello, my name's Davia. I'm the co-owner of Purple Tree Truck. We're an acai smoothie, organic, solar-powered food truck that serves through the greater Tucson community. Purple Tree Truck got started in 2015, and at the 2-year break in 2020, my husband and myself decided to take over Purple Tree Truck and continue its legacy.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Joel Berkson. I am the founder of Fringe Metrology. We build a number of different optical technologies related to surface measurement, so 3D scanning. You might be familiar with something that might 3D scan an object at home that you might 3D print. We're kind of going more accurate than that. We're kind of in the precision field of 3D scanning for a lot of scientific applications.
Cool. All right, so maybe if we could each talk a little bit about why you all applied to IdeaFunding, and then we can dive into a little bit more about your journey and, you know, the excitement that you're feeling here today and what you've really gained from this experience. So, Joel, if you want to go ahead and kick it off.
Yeah, sure. I've participated in IdeaFunding before, actually with some other companies in the past. So I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, but what I like the most about IdeaFunding is I don't have another time during the year that I typically collect everything I know about my business and make sure, like, where am I at with my market, my problem, my solution? Like, does everything really make sense? And because sometimes it's just hard to get yourself to sit down and really think about that without being forced to. So what I love about IdeaFunding is that it gives me the opportunity to do that. And that's been really great to be able to do this year again.
Cool. Go ahead.
Last year I saw all the social media about IdeaFunding, and I saw familiar faces, and I was inspired. I had no idea really what I was getting myself into, and so when I saw that there was an opportunity, because I saw it on Instagram, I just jumped in and followed the process. And it's been extremely enlightening. It's organized my business. I feel like I've grown months ahead of where we could have been had I not done this process, because a lot of the questions that are asked that you have to put into a pitch deck, I had no idea what a pitch deck was. I had no idea how to pitch. So I was being in situations that were unfamiliar to me and asking questions that I didn't really know the answer to. So we really had to sit down and figure out, what is our goal? What is our mission? What are we trying to do? Because otherwise we're just selling acai and we're just living the life, you know what I mean? We're enjoying, smoothies and acai and community and people, and it's great. But then to actually sit in front of people that could possibly invest in what we do and elevate our business, that became a really positive experience to try to pursue.
Yeah, for us, we have been trying to focus on the business side. So we saw this opportunity as something we can actually learn from. So I applied for the company myself, and then I was just checking with the co-founder the answers. So as Divya was saying, they gave us the time to think about the business, where are we going to, and what we expect from the business, and to bring more investors. And in my case, I work at the technical part, but this was also challenging me because I don't really like the presentations and the pitches for the business. I had to be honest. So this was a great opportunity from writing the proposal, the participation, and then going to the first pitch virtual, then going to the second down, and then the third one, which is today. So it's been amazing. I have seen so much growth on my personal, journey. So I'm really thankful for this opportunity for sure.
No, that's great. So to touch a little bit about the process, so with IdeaFunding, applications open typically in late July, early August, and the applications are open for a month. And then from there, it is a rigorous training schedule. So we have a lot of down selects. There's a lot of moving components and a lot of different parts. But one aspect of IdeaFunding is really focusing on pitch training. Can you all talk a little bit about how you've grown from that very first initial pitch that was virtual on Zoom, and now we're pitching in front of 50 to 75 people? What have you seen? How have you improved throughout this process? If we could talk about that a little bit. Whoever wants to jump in.
I can start us off.
Okay.
Yeah. So I pitched the same company last year at IdeaFunding, and once I got back to IdeaFunding this year, and I was looking back at my old pitch, is what I had to start with something. I was like, wow, I could have done a lot better. And it was like just reading through, I was like, this jumps all over the place. This doesn't make a lot of sense. So then I fixed my pitch quite a bit for the first round, and then I gave that one, and then afterwards I looked at that one again and it said, this still doesn't make sense. And so I just kept iterating quite a bit. But the most recent pitch, I finally felt like it flowed a lot better. Some feedback from the judges from the previous round talked about like I needed to get more into talking about the technology a little bit more. This year I avoided that more. Last year I talked about the technology too much, and I think it kind of blew people away. And then the last pitch I kind of brushed over it, and then people were like, wait, what do you even do? And so I think I kind of met it in the middle this time. So that's like the growth is I've tried to figure out how to communicate what we do that's like so like nitty gritty science stuff to like a general audience so they can really understand what we're trying to do and why.
Awesome.
The goal is, it was my major focus point. Like I said, I've never pitched before. What a pitch is like a 1990s movie where they have like the little thing and, there's a board there and then they point to each thing.
Things.
Yeah, and then they're like, that's my presentation. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of know what a pitch is. But then like getting into the process, like I said, the questions that they asked were very helpful. The first time I did the pitch, there was like a lot of energy and I was loud and I go, you have to know what I want to do, and then it kind of like calmed it down. And then I really focused on like, what is the mission? What is the vision? What is the product and what is the story? That's one thing people kept saying to me is share your story, share your story. And I felt like that was the most important part for my pitch. And that's where I wanted to like spend the most time on, was talking about that part, because it is the bread and butter and the reason why we're doing what we're doing and what's so important, for us as far as like empowering the youth. We really wanted to focus on that and then just give those other details to have the judges ask us those questions after that 3-minute pitch. In reality, we have 6 minutes to pitch. So if we just give them just enough, for them to get curious and then ask us those questions, then we can get more in depth into those other things. But to share the mission, the vision, and the story, for me, was the most important part.
Right.
Yes, for us it was a kind of difficult time because I think everything is happening during August. Like there were other opportunities we also want to apply, and also comparing IdeaFunding, there were a lot of things to complete. So I was just sitting down trying to arrange my calendar so I don't miss anything. So I think that was one of the important things, and also keeping in mind all the emails, all the information, and also like finding the time to have the business hours so I can go through my presentation. Actually, the first time I had the training, I was not even showing my presentation. I was like, do I needed to show you my presentation? And they were like, yeah, but if you can actually email that to us, that will be, we can help you out. And it kind of worked. And then I was giving the presentation again, and then I noticed I had so many, like graphs and technical parts that they usually go on a conference, So I had to change that and just focus on the main things and just keep it simple as pictures and to show we have a customized bench. So we are already doing the business. And then every time I was jumping when I was setting my timer, because I was like, oh no, there's still like 3 more slides to go through. And then I had to start over and over. So, and then I noticed I have to just keep it simple, as David was saying, focus on the main thing, and then wait for the questions. So it was a really productive, like training for me, and it, of course, like took me away from my comfort zone for sure.
The editing part, because I was constantly over 3 minutes,
Yes.
like 3 minutes 20, 3 minutes 18. I was like, come on,
I can do it
edit
better.
it down.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know. It's not easy to show all the things you probably do in 3 minutes. So it's like, that's very challenging.
It is a big challenge. 3 minutes, 10 slides, no animations.
Oh, yeah.
We keep it very straightforward here.
Watch this.
We have some rules.
Yeah, that's true.
But what I think is so unique about Idea Funding is that we're able to bring a lot of different industries.
Yes.
So, we have TG companies, that's more in the renewable energy space. We have Fringe, which is tech. And then we also have the Purple Tree Truck, which is definitely in that food space. So this really showcases the different industries that are being highlighted not only here in Tucson, but also this competition is open to all Arizona-based companies. So being able to really showcase this innovation ecosystem throughout our state it's incredible. One other thing I wanted to touch on was what would be some advice from your all's experience to potential applicants for next year? It's a deep question.
I think I can go first. So I think my advice should be like, you can review. That's what I always do. I review the previous event, any event. So for this one, I'll do the same, checking the schedule, checking the companies, kind of like the dynamics. So you have the full, dates. So you can kind of know, there is a proposal time happening in August, and then after, 2 or 3 weeks, they let you know if you keep going. So kind of like knowing in general what is going to be happening so you can be prepared. For myself, I didn't know before about this. So it took me, at least 1 day to figure it out everything and keep it in my calendar, kind of like understand there is a proposal, there is a feedback, there is a training, there is a pitching, and there is another pitching if we make it to the second one. And also knowing all the companies, it was really productive to me to when they were presenting, I also learned from them for sure. So that will be my advice for the next applicants, and do not miss the opportunity for sure.
I would say no matter who you are, where you come from, what class you are, social background, if you speak another language, you go for it. I'm very sensitive to personalities, and I feel like everybody was really easy to work with and to speak with and ask questions. There's ample opportunity for support, and you guys were here for us, and I really appreciate that. And go for it. Go for it. It's a moment for you to really elevate what you're trying to do. And even if you don't know what you're trying to do, there's guidance. And so to don't be scared to not do it, because maybe you think, this isn't my world. Well, we need other people that are part of different worlds to make this world our world. Like if BIPOC community stays out of this world, then we can't truly be inclusive, you know what I'm saying? So just go for it, get your feet wet, step in it, don't be shy. Everybody's been really wonderful, really gracious, and very kind and generous with their time and their energy. And you're finding yourself in these situations that you probably would have never been in before, and you're gonna learn from other people, you're gonna make other relationships. And then you're going to look back in your own community and be like, oh my God, this person would totally, I know 4 or 5 people that are starting their businesses or have businesses going. I think they would rock this event next year. And I'm going to totally be like, you need to do Ideal Funding and go and check out what they're doing at TENWEST, because it's super proper. I'm a Tucson native. I grew up here, and I'm so happy to be part of this right now, because I'm from here, and this is it's a special opportunity to elevate my business. So I really am very grateful for Ideal Funding and everybody that was part of that.
Yeah. Well, I really agree with that. Just if you're afraid at all to apply for the pitch competition, just see if you can shut that down for like 10 seconds and just fill it out and just like black out and press send, because you'll be so thankful that you got just started on the process of trying to figure out, even if you've never pitched before, just trying to understand how to make a pitch. And it's going to be a learning process, but like that's good. If it wasn't a learning process, then you wouldn't do it. So that's like the most important part of it, is just like, if you ever feel like, down on yourself about your business, like, oh, I don't know how to put together a pitch deck. Like, is there something wrong with my business? Or is there something wrong with me? No, there's not. Like, everything's fine. You just need to take a second, and this is just a learning process, and it's not going to stop you from doing anything. It's going to make you a much better business owner in person.
Yeah, definitely. All right, to close this all out, I want one word from each of you all that describes your idea funding process. One word. Rapid fire.
Oh my God. One word.
Joel.
I'm going to be, inspiring. Sorry. I know it's generic, but it's true. I'm like so inspired. I can't wait to see more people like, who am I going to meet today? I'm so inspired,
Right?
Well, I think I have gone through different situations, and this process has been really challenging. That is my word.
Community.
Love it. Great. All right. Well, we're excited to have you all here. We're going to find out the winners of the vertical rooms later on this evening during our main stage competition. So we have 5 teams that will be competing for over $25,000 in prizes. So we're excited to see that. But thank you all so much. It's been amazing working with all these different companies, and I'm so proud of you and all the progress that you've made throughout this. So we're definitely here to help support you, and we're looking forward to seeing what you all accomplish next.
Yay.
So thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thanks for having
Casey.
us.
Yeah, Tucson rocks.
Yay!
TENWEST Impact Festival is produced by Startup Tucson and Ranch House Media. The 2023 edition is presented by the Arizona Commerce Authority and brought to you by Arizona Arts Live and Pima Community College. The TENWEST podcast is made possible by Cloud Microphones. To learn more and view the full list of sponsors and partners, visit tenwest.com.